Hello everyone, this is Professor Hill, and this is a short video for our class, Introduction to Ethics, Philosophy 2306 here at St. Philip's College. This is the spring 2018 online version of the course, and today, believe it or not, yikes, is Wednesday, April the 11th, 2018. It's week 12, as I finally got sorted out in my head. And we're looking at international humanitarian law as a way of comparing and contrasting that with some of the moral theories out of our book, Doing Ethics by Louis Vaughan. We're staying with IHL to look at our case study this week, which is about a decision around a drone strike and whether or not we should conduct lethal drone strikes against high-value targets if we know ahead of time it's going to result in collateral damage, meaning other people, innocent people, are going to be killed if we strike and blow up a building or headquarters where there are terrorists or other enemies of the state that we know that we're after, and we have confirmed that they're there. We have high confidence that the strike will kill the target of the attack, but we also know that it would also result in the deaths of innocents. And so we do this strange calculus around, well, what's the appropriate number, what's the acceptable number of innocent people that can die to accomplish this military goal. In some campaigns, we've set the collateral damage at 0. In other campaigns and in other circumstances, we've raised that up higher and higher. And the United States military has a complex formula for trying to figure these things out. And it's not a strict formula that's imposed by international humanitarian law, but it's influenced by that. Our take is that it's our military policy, we set it, and we're going to do that within the bounds of IHL, but that we actually have a higher standard than is required by IHL. Well, that's a matter of some debate among scholars and ethicists, but I can tell you that the case that we're going to look at for our assignment that's going to be due Sunday night, April the 15th, involves that decision. And it's laid out in the case study, and we're going to do this 2 weeks in a row. We're going to look at a very similar case, and we have to talk about all that comes into weigh in a decision like that. Because, for example, as we saw, consequentialist moral theory says, well, you just look at the outcomes and you weigh and balance what's the best outcome. You would weigh, for example, how bad are the bad guys we're trying to get with it? Well, how many innocent people are going to die? And is it an acceptable trade-off? In the end, all things considered, what's the better outcome? But of course, these are value judgments. And the folks on the other side, the non-consequentialists, say, look, you can't even look at the consequences. You have to just stick with the rules. What are the rules? Is it, for example, the principle that all countries should be able to defend themselves from their enemies and use lethal force? Is it that no innocent should die? Should that be 0 in terms of collateral damage for every military action? Well, part of the backdrop into this type of thinking is the history that we have in the Second World War. And so I've put up some information today in the module about Dresden and the United States bombing of Dresden. Lots of people are familiar with the nuclear weapons used to end the Second World War, Nagasaki, Hiroshima. But they're less familiar with Dresden, although ultimately more people died there. And it's a difficult, horrible story about Allied bombing of a civilian target designed to bring the war to an end as quickly as possible. We'll look at some eyewitness accounts, talk about Dresden, and how that shapes our thinking about what's the proper moral theory to bring to this question about drone strikes. And so we'll try to shape our consciousness around that, shape our thinking, shape our moral judgment, and then apply it to the drone strike situation. So start with some information and some background reading around Dresden. Look at the evolution of our policy to what it is now, which is really quite different. And think to yourself, well, what is the standard I'm going to use to make a decision like this? Is it just IHL? Is it some moral theory? Is my moral theory consequentialist or non-consequentialist in this situation? These are the issues we're going to be grappling with this week. Again, it's Wednesday, April the 11th, and I'll try to get all this information up. And if you have any questions or concerns, write me, and look forward to talking with you about this important issue. In the meantime, good luck. Take care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.